Greetings, friends, and welcome to the woods. There were some people that spoke to me about their issues in regards to my sharing my opinion about the dark time of the year, the darkness, the All Hallows Eve, Samhain, the celebration of acknowledging the past and acknowledging the primal and acknowledging the dark. And they felt that my advice or my opinions were very dangerous based on the idea of attention and intention, which basically means that energy flows where your attention goes. And putting an intention out into the world and putting your attention on it will cause, it will cause whatever you are focused on to get bigger and stronger, and it will feed that. And they felt that by my suggesting that we give the darkness its due, that we acknowledge it, just as there are times in the year when we acknowledge the light, they felt that that was highly inappropriate. And that's certainly an opinion, but let me clarify a little bit what I mean by all of that. And to start with, darkness is not evil. Evil being the opposite of life, evil being that which extinguishes life or discourages it or disempowers. Darkness is simply, well, it's often used for the primal because the primal comes out of our subconscious, our instincts. It's what's buried within us. It's not necessarily the conscious part of it, not the conscious part of us. And sometimes the dark can do some very good and important things. But let me explain it to you this way. Okay, you've got, most of us have a closet in our homes where we put things that we're not using at the moment. The things that we use often, daily, weekly, will be at the front of the closet where we open the closet and we can see it immediately and pull it out and use it. But other things that we don't use very often or rarely or almost never get pushed way to the back of the closet where it's dark, where it's crowded, where we don't see it, where we don't think about it, but it's there. And in that same way, the dark part of ourself, for most of us, exists on the periphery or on the deep primal of our nature, of our soul, of our spirit. It's there, but it's not something that we interact with every day. It's not something that we think about a lot, but it has its purpose. It has its purpose, or it wouldn't be there. And the idea is you find the spot in your life where it fits. And if it doesn't fit, you let it go. And this is the time of year when that kind of evaluation is made. This is the time of year, the fall, when we're moving into the dark period. You want to do it before you get to the dark, cold time of the year, assuming that you're living in a place that gets dark and cold at certain times of the year. To to survive the winter, you have to make your evaluations in the fall. You have to decide what you need, what you need to get rid of, what you can share. You have to make your preparation. And evaluating the darkness is part of that. Letting go of what needs to transition so that you have room for what comes next. Now, we live in a world of, it's a trine world, but it's duality, light and dark, good and bad, male and female. And then, of course, you have where those two meet in the middle, mother, father, child, which is why in the oldest of our iconography that depicts the divine force, you have the father, the mother, the child, the Trinity, the three, the two opposites, and then where they come together in love, which creates the third. very basic, but it's the dominant energy and force of our nature, of our physical world. So you want to find the spot that your darkness resides, and you want to give it an acknowledgement. And if it's something that you need, you want to give it a place in your life. Now, darkness can be a catalyst for change. It can be a mode of protection. It can be a way of transforming. Usually, the dark part of your life is something that you're uncomfortable with or it's a challenge. And that signifies a part of your life where change needs to take place or is taking place. For most of us, change, chaos, it's difficult. It can be hurtful. It's hard. Thus, darkness. We push it all the way to the back of the closet and we don't look at it and we don't deal with it unless we have to. But without that, a little bit of chaos, a little bit of change and transformation, that little bit of darkness, we can't move forward. We can't progress. And if there's anything that all of us need to understand about life is that it encapsulates change. If you deny change in your life, you're going to stagnate, and stagnation is never ever healthy. If it goes on for too long, if it's not about nurturing, if it's not about creating a space of nurture, if it continues for too long, the inevitable result is illness, disease, and death. We have to change. We have to flow. We have to move. We have to go forward. And that's the big lesson and the big part of the dark time of the year. You need to give it a place. You need to figure out where it fits for you. And if it doesn't fit, again, you let it go. And this is the time to do that. Now, it was pointed out to me, no, you're wrong. All of this terrible iconography and the Dark Knight and the people doing bad things, the pulling pranks. Okay, I get it. We don't want to encourage people to misbehave, but let's get back to intention and attention. If we've got a bad situation and it's of the dark, you reframe it. You give it a place at the table. For instance, history lesson. In America, in the United States, in the 20s, 30s, the tradition of celebrating All Hallows Eve, Halloween, turned dark. It started to become a night of pranks. It became a time when particularly the youth would go out and make trouble, break things, scare people. Not good. So an effort was made. The community got together and said, what can we do about this? We have to reframe this. Intention? We're going to put a lot of energy toward making this a kid's holiday. Trick or treat. Dress up, candy. Trick or treat. Let's choose the treat. Let's have everybody in the neighborhood create something, make something, get something, little treats they can pass out to the kids. And for the older kids, let's throw a party. Do spooky things, spooky decorations, and have a party and have music and they can dance, and let's give them something to do. Let's give them a space at the table. Let's create something for them. Let's intention, attention. Let's shift it from burning houses down and breaking windows and attacking people. Let's shift it from Devil's Night to trick or treat. Let's make it fun. Let's make it for families. Families getting together to celebrate. Let's give them something to do. Trick or treat. Dress up. Go get candy. Let's make it fun. You give the darkness a seat at the table. You define the boundaries of it. You can have fun within this little space at the table that you've given us, and you can play nicely with the rest of us. And then you can come to the party. We'll all have fun. Give it a spot, give it a space, give it a place. That's the wise way to deal with darkness. Thank you for sharing time with me. And once again, welcome to the woods.